If I had to start Jiu-Jitsu from the scratch again, I'll be doing a few stuff different. The hardest thing when you're starting Jiu-Jitsu is understand where you should focus your energy. It's so many techniques, so many sweeps, takedowns, and attacks that you, on the first year, usually you get overwhelmed by the amount of information. But if you have to focus in 3 simple things that are gonna take your Jiu-Jitsu further, faster, these will be the ones. As a white belt, the one thing that you're gonna be doing over and over is escaping positions. And if you cannot escape, that's always the end of the game. So the good place to start is knowing the king of all escapes, which is called the knee-elbow escape, because it's the ability of connecting your elbow to your knee and bringing your opponent in front of your legs again. Let's go through some positions that we use that. So on the first one, my opponent is mounted on me. You can see here that my knee is on the other side, he's sitting in the middle, and my elbow is on the side. My job with the knee-elbow escape is to bring my elbow and knee together. And for that, I need to take his knee out of the way. So I'm gonna turn on my side here and bring my knee underneath his leg. Now I have the ability to push his knee away, and now my knee and elbow are connected. Okay? I took him out of the mount. I just need to recover the rest of the guard now. So I'm gonna cover his leg, turn to the side, and then from here we can bring our legs in front. We are back to the game. The second scenario, my opponent is on side control. And the goal here is the same. My elbow is on this side, my knee is on that side. I need to bring those two together. So I'm gonna frame his hip with my forearm, and my knee, we're gonna stay right on the corner of his hip, pointing down. That's really important. If my knee is pointing up like this, it's impossible. Even if I find space, it's really hard to put it in. So now, after I invert my knee, I'm gonna start to move away with my leg, inserting my knee. You can see again, my knee and elbow are connected. He is not on my side control anymore. All I need to do is recover my guard. So I'm gonna start to push my own foot to create distance, and now I can bring my legs in front of him, and we are back to the game. The third scenario that we're gonna look is from the back. And you can see from now that we basically can use this idea of knee and elbow escape from every position. So my opponent has the back, I'm gonna fall, or he took me to the side that he can choke me. I'm gonna start to deal with the hooks first, stepping over, and again, my elbow is on one side, my knee is on the other. My goal is to connect these two. So I'm gonna take the seatbelt grip that he has on me, and I'm gonna bring my knee and elbow together. When he starts to come up, he's gonna end up in my guard again. Once you start to escape positions, the next thing to follow the logic process here is having a good guard, because you're gonna start to put them back on your games, and you don't want them passing again. You can only do this if you're able to first have them engage into your guard and be able to attack from there. So let's see here the most common ones, and that's really gonna take you further a bit faster. So opponents, especially in the no-gi game, they tend to approach you from the standing. So we're gonna use the most traditional guard for stand-up opponent, which is the De La Riva. So what is that? I'm hooking the outside of his knee, we call this the De La Riva hook, and we are grabbing the ankle on the same side. Once I establish this, Jared cannot pass my guard without addressing this, and I start to have tools to off-balance him. So let's learn 2 off-balances so they don't pass our guard straight away, and they can start to attack. The first one, I'm gonna start to take him to this side, so I'm gonna push his leg away and bringing the leg up. You see, I force the hands on the ground. If he's worried about the hands on the ground, he cannot be passing my guard. And to combine with this, we're gonna take them back. So as they come back, I'm gonna kick him back to have some back exposure from there. And then we can play this off balance back and forward as many times as we want. Now, where those off balance can take us, it can take us to a more meaningful guard or even to attack straight away. So, for example, on the first one, If I do a good job of posting his hand on the ground and lifting his leg, you see that there is no weight on this leg anymore, which allows me to bring my leg inside, and now I'm in a single leg X. I'm under his center of gravity, and then it's way easier to off balance him and start to take top position. With the off balance backwards, I create back exposure. So what I'm gonna start to do is like move behind him. You see now I have two hooks, my opponent stays standing, I can push him forward and start to work for back takes, which are gonna give me a lead on the match. If your opponent feels threatened about passing a guard from a standing, the natural reaction is gonna be coming to the ground. They lower the center of gravity, so it's harder for you to sweep them. But when they do this, they start to get into other guards. And the most valuable one from their knees, I would say it's the butterfly. We can both off balance them and lift them. So with the butterfly guard, the first attacker should be working from here. It's either getting an underhook on them or even an overhook, something that wraps the upper body. And now I can start to throw him and looking for sweeps, okay? The only thing that will still stop me is the hand. So we're gonna capture the arm before we go, bring to us, fall. Now he is on my hook, I can kick and look for top position. A defense from this can take us to other attacks as well. So even if I block everything, but the moment that I'm throwing, Jared lift his leg and post the leg, now he came back to standing, and I can start to look to go back to the guard that we use when they're standing. So there is an interplay between the guards when they're on the knees and standing. And what we want is them always in doubt of where they should be passing the guard. This is gonna give an edge for you playing guard. Okay, you got your escapes done, you're working on your guard, but you also need something to finish the match. You don't want to always to be on the back and forward, so you want to be certain that when you're getting certain positions, you're able to finish those. So this is when we start to talk about submissions. And one that it's been the game forever, and it's super efficient, it's the Kimura. And we're gonna hit it from side control in this scenario. So I'm playing that half guard on the side now, and my opponent posts the hand on the ground. I'm gonna create space where I can hold his wrist, and I'm gonna start to come up, trying to grab my own wrist, locking this figure of four, okay? So once I have this, now I'm able to escape my hip and start to put his arm behind his back. If my opponent stays on position here, we can just keep on pushing and the tap is gonna come. There is no strong guy when the arm gets behind the back. It can be the strongest guy that you know. Once the arm is here, they won't be able to keep defending the position. What they can still do though, is as the pressure, the breaking pressure comes, they can bail the position, giving you the top. The thing is, we still have the grip, but now we are on top. This is gonna give you even a stronger finish from Kimura. So I'm gonna kick my leg out of the half guard, and I'm gonna start to turn my body into him. Really important that you don't lose body connection here. I'm turning to the upper body, I can step over his head, and now it's all the torsion, bringing his shoulder back and pushing his wrist forward. Many times you don't even need to take the wrist from the ground, and your opponent will be tapping. Another big one on the submission game is the triangles. What you're trying to do is to choke your opponent with your legs. So they're basically gonna have one arm and the head inside your legs, and then you're gonna be able to finish from there. We gotta make sure that we're gonna have one arm in and one arm out. There are many ways to get that, but as we already spoke about butterfly guard, we're gonna use the butterfly guard to create a space for us to get one arm in and one arm out. So now when I'm throw, I kind of lose the hand, and he pulls his hand away. I'm just gonna block that hand and my legs are gonna come to my chest and shoot up. I have the 2-on-1. Now all that I need is to close the triangle in a way that I can finish. Remember this, let's even gonna turn to you here so you can understand. I want to close the triangle on the side that the arm is coming, never on the other side. So I'm gonna go after my ankle here so he doesn't move his head away, and I'm gonna turn my body so I can bring my ankle near this shoulder, shooting the other one on top. Now I have a figure of 4. We can squeeze to start to get the tap. And even if my opponent starts to resist from here, raising his head, we can switch this attack to an armbar. So there you got a 2-on-1 there. Remember this, every time that you have a triangle, you also have an armbar. And the defense of one helps on the attack of the other. The armbar, to defend, they want to put weight on you. They end up giving you the triangle. And then for the triangle, they want to move the head away from you, which they end up giving you the armbar. So you can switch between the one and the other. And as we just spoke armbars, let's see one setup for armbar from the top position, not from guard anymore. So you pass their legs, you are in side control, and we have this underhook on the arm. We need to isolate this arm. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring that arm to the other side. So if you look at the position of my elbow, I bring from one side of the body to the other side of the body. I have his elbow away from the body now, and I'm gonna step on the other side of his body, and I'll spin, falling, if we turn a little bit this way, falling with my knees together and start to attack the grip to pull it back and finish on the armbar. One thing that it's important to mention here when you're doing armbars from top and you end up in this kind of position, a common defense for your opponent is gonna be try to connect hands. And if I just bring in a straight line, it would be really hard to break that grip. So little tip to help you straight away. Switch the grips where the bottom hand, it's going elbow to elbow with the arm, okay? And now with our free hand, we're gonna go right on the grip, but instead of bringing to us, we're gonna bring up to their head. What this does is making his arm very weak, where I can exploit breaking the grip and then resetting for the position that I can start to apply breaking pressure. As a white belt, you don't need to focus on everything. Go step by step, work on your escapes, work in your guards, and for sure, have finishing positions to give you confidence to when you get on those, you can finish the match.